Hey, kia ora. Helen Brums here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast, episode number 1381. Whoo, believe it or not, we are only 80 days away from 4 years. Hang on. Yes, 80 days away from 4 years. We get to celebrate 4 years of doing this every single day. And today is 1,381. We are going for 1,461. Woo-hoo-hoo. But today it is Fun FriYaY. Woo! Yes. In 80 days time, we're going to be celebrating 4 years of going live every single day. And that'll be 1,461 days in a row consistently. Whoa, that's a big number, and it's getting bigger. So, Fun FriYaY, Finish It Friday, whatever you want it to be. I don't know about you guys, my brain is fried. I am exhausted. I mean, look at my eyes. I am exhausted right now. I just want to go and curl up in bed and go to sleep, but I have to do this, and then I got to take Zeffie for a walk, and then there's dinner to get prepared, and I'm just like, I am done. I am so done. It has been a busy day in some regards and a not so busy day in other regards. But this morning we got to go and look at 2 houses to rent. They're only like 10 minutes apart from each other. I got to the first one, and poor Ashley, she had a rough start to the day. And her GPS was not being friendly. Her GPS had her way south of where she was supposed to be. But we finally got together and were able to get into the first one, which is a brand new house, never been lived in before. It was a great layout, 4 bedrooms, plenty of space, great backyard, although there's a couple of plants that we will have to remove as they are poisonous to dogs. She looked at this one plant, she went, I think that's toxic for dogs. And I'm like, oh, I have no clue. I don't know. So she took a picture of it, sent it off to her mother-in-law, said, is this one of those plants that's toxic for dogs? And the mother-in-law came back and said, yep. So there's actually 2 of them in the backyard. So they will be one of the first things that get removed if we get this place. But I'm getting ahead of things. So then we went over to, so that was the thought on that one. And it was a nice layout. It had a gas cooker. Yay. And it had a washer and dryer. It had a refrigerator, so I didn't have to buy any appliances moving in. Then we went over to the second one, and it had been lived in before. It had been previously owned by somebody else, but they'd done a great job of renovating it. And the first one, it had a fence that came up to like about this level on me, and I'm only 5'4", so about this level. And I could look through the little bars at the top. Thankfully, Zeffie couldn't. And there was a playground right behind, like right over the back fence. And there was all the play things like the swings and slides and all that right over the back fence. And I thought, well, that would be fun with Zeffie, because if she hears any children over there, she is going to be wanting to get to them, to check on them, to make sure they're okay. She's sometimes a little bit of a mama Z, is our Zeffie. She's a mama. And she likes to take charge of things and make sure she knows where everybody is and what everybody's doing. So I thought that could end up, having her stressing out about the fact that there's kids playing over there and I can't get to them. I need to make sure they're okay. Even when we're walking around the resort, if kids have come in to visit their grandparents and stuff and she hears them, she'll change course and make a beeline for them to go check to see if they're okay. She's such a little sweetheart. And so then we went over to the second place. The second place is a little older. There's a green space in behind the second place where they've turned this weird shaped lot into like a little mini park area for the residents. No noxious plants in there for toxic plants in there for dogs, but a bit more space. And it was 2,000. The lot was, I think, about 2,000 square foot larger than the one we had just seen. This place that we went to saw was about 100 square feet more. It only had 3 bedrooms, but it also had a formal living area. And then between 2 of the bedrooms, it had the space, which technically, if you wanted to, it had a closet there, so you could make it into a bedroom if you wanted to. But to get to the other bedroom, you've got to walk through this area to get there. But I thought, bedroom here, empty space here, office space, another bedroom over here. This one would be the office, front of the house. It's away from things. This one would be the guest room, and then the space in between, I'd put in their bookcases and a couple of chairs to sit in. So, and my electronic keyboard. And so if anybody comes to stay, they get to stay in that area, and that sort of becomes like their little private sitting room area. And then just next to that is the bathroom. So it's all there in that little space. And the only reason I need to go near that space would be to get into my office or my craft room. I hadn't decided which it was going to be. And then they had this formal living area that when you open the front door, you had a great view into there. So I was like, okay, we're going to put a wall divider up there so that they can't see into that space. And maybe I'll make that my office, because it had a lot more wall space where I could put up whiteboards than the other place did. And, I don't need to worry about noise inside the house, because Zeph and I would be the only ones making the noise. So it's not like I have to have a quiet space for my office space in a house. And the everything was really good. It had an electric cooker. Why do so many houses in Arizona have electric cookers? I don't get that. You can pipe in, if you've got gas heating and gas hot water, why not have gas dryer and gas gas cookers? None of the places that I have seen in the laundry none of them have had a gas hookup. Even if there is gas into the house, and there is, because it says it's got gas hot water, it's got gas heating. Why do you not have gas hooked up for the dryer? Why do you not have a gas cooker? So these are questions that go through my head. If it's already in the house, can't take that much to add them on. But yes, this one did not have washer and dryer. It did have the hookups, no gas hookup, just electric for the dryer. And it came with a fridge freezer. And so we had a look around the space, great space, everything else, liked the layout of it. And so then we were standing there and we're like looking at all the different pieces. And because I have a pet, most places, if they allow you to have pets, you have a non-refundable pet deposit that you have to put down. Then there is a monthly pet fee. So like, I'm like, why don't you just build that into the whatever? So they have to have a fee for pets. If you have a pet, you charge, let's see, the lowest one I've seen was $25. The highest I've seen is $50 a month on top of your rent. It's not part of your rent, it's on top of the rent. Ask me why, I have no clue. So then we did all the math on everything, like this is the rent here, this is the rent on this one, this is what gets added extra, and on this one, this is what gets added extra on this one. And it basically came down to that. And so we thought, well, we'll do the second one we saw first. We'll put the application in for that. So as soon as I got home, I got met by a very angry dog. Well, a very upset dog, because she'd been left alone for 2.5 hours. And so I had to give her some love when I got in. And then I went and sat down at the computer, and I went on the website to do the application for the second house. Could not find the address. I'm like, I just left it. I just left that house. We got in to see that house. Why can't I find the address? And so I let Ashley know. And so she called up the company to find out that, yes, somebody had put an application in on that address, and they would find out on Tuesday whether or not they got it. And if they don't get it, it'll go back on the market. And of course, if not, they can move in. And I'm like, damn it. Because this one was going to work out like $200 cheaper a month. And I was like, that's great. So now the second one, and Ashley sent me the paperwork for that one. And it's a PDF file, which does not have it's not a fillable form. So I went to create it as a form, because I have all the PDF editor stuff. And it only did half the fields and not the other half of the fields. And I'm like, I am not creating fields on this thing. So trust me on this one. So then I thought, okay, let's just do a straight fill and sign. So I went in and started filling in fields and all of that sort of stuff. And then I hit save. Hit save. And then I went back to change one of them, because I had an address wrong. I had the numbers around the wrong way. Can't access it, can't edit it. We saved the document. It's now fixed. I'm like, damn it. So I found the little black line thing, put a black line through it, then wrote the address above it. But this thing is asking for fax numbers. I am like, what century are you in? Who still uses fax machines? And then I'm like, if you're a property management company, why do you not have online applications like everybody else does? Go into the secured site here, fill in all your information, then you upload these documents, and we're good to go. No. We got to fill out this PDF document, either print it handwrite it out and fax it, and along with all your supporting documentation as well. Oh, and if you are sending in photos on the fax machine, please make the images lighter so they come through on the fax machine. I'm like, seriously. So I've been struggling with this form. I still got a ways to go, and now I'm down there asking for references. I'm like, jeepers. But they wanted my bank account numbers. I'm like, absolutely not. And I even put where it says check account number and savings account number, not providing account numbers, But here's my bank, here's their phone number, call them. But you're not getting access to my account numbers. And because I am self-employed, I can't show pay stubs and all that sort of stuff. So I have to show proof of income. I said to Ashley, I said, what do they want for proof of income? She goes, bank statements. I'm like, oh, geez, I hate giving out bank statements. She says, just black out the account number. I says, oh, trust me, it will be blacked out. Seriously, giving bank statements to me is like an invasion of privacy. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but if you get asked for bank statements, that's a real invasion of privacy. Yes, I have to show you my proof of income, and yes, you have to see it in my bank account, but do you really have to see everything else I spend my money on and all of that sort of stuff? So, yes. And then I come across this one little sentence, and it says that my monthly income needs to be at least 3 times of the rent. Like, what? I'm like, I can pay I'm just like, yeah. So I think I've already failed the application on that. No, I'm not saying that. Because if it's going to be, it will happen. It will go through. So I will provide, and so I have to send all the information over to Ashley. Then Ashley, and I don't know what she has to do to submit it. So I don't know if she has to scan it and submit it or email it into them. I don't know. So I need to find that out, because there's a lot of personal information going through that thing. But it's just sort of like, in this day and time, the technology is out there. There are so many programs out there where for like rental companies, property managers, that sort of stuff. Here's the application process. You do it all online on a secured database thing. Here's where you upload your documents, and you are done. None of this, you got to fill this out, and then you have to email it. Yeah. I'm not happy about this process. That could be the thing that turns around and says, no, not going through. No. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? Having to fill out a PDF file and then email it along with copies of bank statements, tax returns, all that personal information and everything else. So email, seriously. Or fax. Like it's 2023. I think we're beyond fax. I don't even know. Do companies even use fax machines these days? Does anywhere still use fax machines? I don't know. I mean, even if you do the online fax thingy, you're scanning it on your printer. Yes, it dials it to a number, but that when it gets the other end receives it, it emails it to the recipient. So, go figure. Anyway, so we got through the chat. It was a very quiet day on the chat today. And I had a good talk with my mum and dad, talking about the houses that we saw today and all the processes and everything else. And now here we are. So got some projects to finish off today. Mastermind weekend this weekend. Yes. Looking forward to. I love my mastermind group. They're such awesome people. And that's kind of it for me for the week. It's been a very long week. It's been a very busy week. And today I'm just crashed into a wall. And mind you, waking up 4 times in the middle of the night didn't help either. And I'm like, I didn't drink that much water after 8 o'clock, because I'm trying to cut back on how much water I drink after 8 o'clock. So I'm not getting up and down all through the night, but it doesn't seem to be making a difference. I still get up once, maybe twice a night, even if I sip water. Oh, that reminds me, I did cross that off. Got to cross that one off. Yes. No, I was just trying to remember if I've crossed all my water off for today. But anyway, that's it from us for today. We are out of here. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do for dinner tonight, but we're going to go for a walk outside, which always, when I get outside and I get that fresh air, although it's air quality alerts right now, which means Got to pull out my breathe stick and put it under my nostrils and find my breathe lozenges and suck on them. And I will tell you this, today when we're out looking, it didn't matter how much water I drank, I still had an itchy throat and kept coughing. And I did not have my breathe lozenges with me, but it was the dust was one area we went through. We actually drove through a construction site to get to the brand new house. And I thought, oh yeah, we're away from that. But with the air quality, the dust, everything else that was around, the allergies kicking in, it was a hard day on the respiratory system today because I forgot to take my breathe stick and my breathe lozenges with me. So I will now be putting this stuff on before we leave, getting my breathe lozenge out to suck on that. And it's going to be interesting because there was friends of ours who were thinking of leaving today, absolutely tomorrow, but they were thinking you might leave a day early, and they had the car packed, and their park model was basically packed up. And so I'm not sure if they left this morning, but I'm pretty sure that they did. I haven't been past their place yet. But it's going to be interesting to see what Zeffie does. Because Zeffie loves this house, because every time she goes to this one house, she gets treats. So in my reflective vest, I got a pocket there that I carry treats in for her. And there's been times I actually have to pick her up off the ground so she can see up onto their porch area to see that they are not outside. And then I'll put her back down, and then she'll kind of follow me, but kind of try and pull me back towards their place as well, because she doesn't want to believe that they're not. This is on days that they were just out. So we will have to see what's going on with that. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what she does when she goes. Because what was interesting is there's another house that gives out dog treats too when the dogs call in, and they left. And let's see, Zeffie had been at the dog sitters for the weekend. I'd been out house hunting all weekend, and this was the first time I had walked past their places and realized that they were gone. And Zeffie just walked past the place, didn't even look at it, nothing. No reaction to this house. And every other time we'd walk past that place when they had been in residence, she was always trying to pull me into the driveway to see if she could go get some treats. And we get to there, and like there's no cars, and it's all packed up, closed off, and she just walks past, didn't even look at the place, no ears turned towards it. She just kept her focus down the road, and she just walked. So I'm curious to see what happens when we go past our friend's place tonight, to see if they have left and what her reaction's going to be. So anyway, go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here at 6 p.m. Pacific tomorrow night. Until then, hey, Conada, you gonna get me my shoes, Zeffie girl?